All right, today we're diving into a major experiment that's kicking off in India. They're launching a new kind of digital currency, one that's actually backed by the government itself. Now, this is way more than just another crypto token. It could be a complete game changer for digital finance, not just in India, but maybe for the whole world. So, let's start with a really big question. What actually happens when one of the world's biggest economies decides, you know what, we're going to build our own state-backed digital token? Well, that's the exact experiment India is about to run. And believe me, the implications are absolutely massive. So, what is this thing really? Well, it's a huge collaboration between the blockchain giant Polygon and the fintech firm Anq Labs. What they're doing together is creating India's very first sovereign-backed stablecoin. This is not just another crypto project, it's a massive national-level leap into the world of regulated blockchain finance. And yep, it's got a name. For now, it's being called the Asset Reserve Certificate, or ARC for short. Okay, so now let's get into what makes this new digital token so different from everything else out there. Let's really break this down. What exactly is the ARC? Because this is not your typical stablecoin, and how it's designed tells us a whole lot about India's strategy for the future of money. So at its very core, ARC is a digital token that's pegged one-to-one with the Indian Rupee. Simple enough, right? But here's the kicker, the thing that makes it so different. What's backing it? Unlike other stablecoins, every single ARC token is fully collateralized by real domestic assets. We're talking Indian government securities and Treasury Bills. And that distinction is absolutely crucial. This really gets to the heart of the strategy. You see, the popular stablecoins like Tether or USDC are often backed by assets that are offshore or private. So when people in India buy them, that money, that liquidity, is essentially flowing out of the country. ARC is designed to do the complete opposite. By using domestic government assets, it keeps all that liquidity right there, inside India's economy. It's about strengthening its own balance sheet, not someone else's. So you might be wondering, how do you create a new digital asset without stepping on the toes of the central bank? The answer is this really clever hybrid framework they're calling the Twin-Rupee model. Let's take a look at how it works. This model has two different layers. The foundation, let's call it the settlement layer, is the Reserve Bank of India's own official digital rupee. This is the bedrock, the backbone that makes sure the state keeps full control over monetary policy. But then, sitting right on top of that is the programmable layer, and this is where ARC lives. It's issued by regulated private companies like Polygon and Anq, and it's basically designed to be a sandbox, a playground for developers to build all sorts of new financial tools and apps. It's really a bridge between state control and private sector innovation. Okay, so the tech is fascinating, for sure. But why India? And why right now? Well, the answer isn't just in the technology, it's in the people. India isn't just dipping its toes into crypto, it's a global leader in adoption. Just look at this number, 93 million. That's the number of crypto users in India, which makes it the largest crypto market on the entire planet. This isn't some niche hobby anymore. We're talking about a massive mainstream movement. And that creates the perfect environment to launch something like a sovereign-backed digital asset. And who are these users? Well, they are overwhelmingly young. Gen Z and younger millennials. They make up almost 3/4 of all crypto holders in the country. And this isn't just happening in the big cities either. This adoption is spreading like wildfire into smaller cities, making digital finance a truly national thing. So this all leads to a really important question. For this huge, young, digital native user base, what does a safe, government-backed stablecoin actually mean for them? What are the real opportunities here? And what are the risks? Look, any major innovation comes with its own set of promises and, well, perils. The ARC is no different. It offers up some incredible opportunities, but it also brings up some really valid concerns. On one side, the promise is huge. It could keep capital inside India, slash costs for things like sending money home, create a secure foundation for developers to build on, and even boost demand for government bonds. But on the other side, the peril is also real. The whole model is highly centralized, which could open the door to censorship. Full regulatory approval, still in the works. And fundamentally, it's missing that core decentralization that so many people in the crypto world really value. And this quote really gets to the heart of the criticism. As one commentator pointed out, if you have a token that's fully centralized and censorable, well, it starts to look a lot like just a digital rupee with some slick marketing. It kind of contradicts the whole point of crypto, right? The idea of permissionless access. It's a really powerful counterargument that gets right to the tension in this project. So let's zoom out for a second. This whole thing is about more than just a new token for India. This experiment could seriously become a blueprint for how nations all around the globe think about the future of money. So what's the big picture here? The key takeaway? Well, ARC is trying to merge the trust and reliability of government finance with the speed and innovation of the blockchain. It's a hybrid model. It's not a full-blown state-run digital currency, but it's not a totally private stablecoin either. And this brings up a really powerful new idea: digital financial sovereignty. It's a way for countries to build their own blockchain ecosystems instead of just relying on someone else's. And if this works, it could become the go-to model for emerging economies everywhere. And that leaves us with the final massive question. Is what we're seeing with India's ARC the dawn of a new era of digital independence for nations? Or is it a Trojan horse for greater state control, just dressed up in the cool new language of Web3? The world is definitely going to be watching very, very closely to find out.